Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday night, and welcome back to another episode of Debate 8. And tonight, you guys are going to decide the greatest Brad Pitt movies. That's right, tonight is Brad Pitt night. I'm very excited. We got a great list of 8 movies for you to vote on live and fill out our tournament bracket. And by the end of the show tonight, you guys will decide which Brad Pitt movie is the greatest. Well, at least from the 8 that we have chosen for tonight. So welcome everybody. Look, I'm gonna do a little announcement here at the beginning of the show. I'm actually going to talk a little bit more in length after we get through the first 4 votes. But tonight is not only a regular Debate 8, but a good friend of the channel and of myself. And for you who are constant viewers of the show, DEMPSEY PILLOT, a semi-regular guest on Debate 8, got really hit hard for Hurricane Ida, and him and his family are really struggling right now. And later on in the show, I'm going to talk to you guys about. I just want to highlight the GoFundMe that they're doing, just so that if anyone has any inkling to reach out and help out to DEMPSEY, I know I would appreciate it. I know they will absolutely appreciate it. So we'll talk about that a little later in the show, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that after we get through the first 4 votes, basically after the complete round, I just want to talk to you guys about that because it's super important right now. But we are going to talk about Debate 8 Brad Pitt movies. So let's go to the bracket and see which 8 movies we are talking about tonight. The number 1 overall seed will be Ocean's 11 going up against the number 8 seed Interview with the Vampire. Then we got the number 4 seed Inglorious Bastards goes up against the number 5 seed Snatch. Man, that's gonna be a tough one. I can just tell you right off the bat, that one's gonna be tough. All right, the number 3 seed 7 goes up against the number 6 seed Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then the number 2 seed Fight Club goes up against the number 7 seed of Moneyball. Look, man, I think these are 8 great movies. I'm very excited to see what you guys think as well. While I'm giving you my opinions, before we get to the vote, I am going to highlight some of your opinions in the chat, so feel free to type it all out as you go along, and we'll do that. Trev, good point. Good point. I am gonna pin this GoFundMe to the top. Thank you for doing that for me, Trev. All right. So I'll talk about it later in the show, but thank you, Trev. The GoFundMe is in the description below. Should have said that at the beginning. And now it is pinned. So now we are good. Okay. Let's get to debating. We got the number 1 seed Ocean's 11, number 8 seed Interview with the Vampire. And I don't know about you guys. This is super easy for me. This is probably the easiest one tonight for me, at least. This one is a clear winner. For Ocean's 11. Nothing against Interview with the Vampire. Good movie. Definitely early on in the Brad Pitt pretty boy phase, for sure. But I don't love this movie. I'm not huge on vampire movies, so it's not really my thing. It was never really my thing, even back in the day. But Ocean's 11 is it might very well be in my top 50 movies of all time. I absolutely love this movie. I love the style. I love the caper. I love a good heist movie. I love the music. The acting's great. I love the dialogue, and the chemistry between George Clooney and Brad Pitt is stellar. Ocean's 11 for me all day, every day. I got a lot of things I want to say about Ocean's 11 to sort of maybe save it in later rounds, because as much as I love this movie, I'm curious how far it's going to go. I'm pretty confident. In this first round. Ocean's 11 is a classic. It's a classic movie. Now, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, while I like those movies, I can readily admit that the quality sort of dipped, obviously, after the first one. But yeah, for me, Interview with the Vampire is just not going to beat Ocean's 11. All right. Let's see what you guys have to say. Vampires. Oh, wait, hold on. Where's my chat? Oh, we don't have the chat. All right, hold on. Things are. Let me get my link back up here. I want to put. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I don't know why my little chat didn't pop up. It's okay. I can fix that real quick. I want to highlight what you guys are saying. Oh, I know exactly what I did wrong. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Vampires suck. I mean, dad joke right there. Dad joke for sure. It's Oceans, but I secretly love Interview with the Vampire. I don't think you have to secretly love this movie. I think it's a good movie. It's just not top notch for me, and it is not beating Oceans. Patricia says, I loved Interview with the Vampire, but going up against Ocean's 11 is a guaranteed loss. That's kind of how I feel about it. Well, I didn't love Interview with the Vampire, but I think almost there are very few movies on this list going up against Oceans in the first round. Really, not going to do it. All right, Brad Pitt carries Interview with the Vampire. Can you say the same for Oceans? No, but I would say that, you know, Tom Cruise also helped carry that movie, and the whole point of Oceans is an ensemble, and he certainly is high up on that list for sure. I don't know. Came out. I know I watched it, but I don't think I finished it. I'm assuming you mean. Oh, you probably mean Oceans? I don't know. Not sure. All right, let's go to the poll. Let's see what you guys have to say. This is where you guys vote and decide which movie is going to move on to the second round. If you want to vote for Ocean's 11, go ahead in the chat, do exclamation vote 1. If you want Interview with the Vampire to move on to the next round, exclamation vote 8. Gavin asks if Ocean's 8 had come out yet. Yes. Yes, it did. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't awful. It was fine. 30 seconds left on the clock for this vote, though. Ocean's 11 going up against Interview with the Vampire. Solid lead, I'd say. Solid lead, 62%. Personally, I would wish that it was a little higher, per se. But hey, you know, it's gonna make it to the next round. Bob is trying to watch, but he's got his son's school band instrument orientation. Oof. That's rough. We'll pour one out for Bob tonight. 0 time left on the clock. 64% of the vote went down slightly. 64% going Ocean's 11. Let's add that to the bracket. Let's go back. And Ocean's 11 going on to the next round. All right, we got the number 4 seed Inglorious Bastards goes up against the number 5 seed of Snatch. This one is super hard, and this is super tough. We've talked a lot about both of these movies, you know, over some time, over some period here at Debate 8. These two movies seem to pop up a lot. So, and both have done really well in their, you know, respective tournaments and their respective brackets that they've been in. I think the brain says Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards is an incredible movie, and especially Brad Pitt's role in it is incredibly good. And to me personally, I think an argument can be made that it's one of Tarantino's best films. It very well might be my favorite Tarantino movie. And Snatch, the second movie from Guy Ritchie, of course, after Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. And sometimes directors have a sophomore slump, but to me, he came out swinging with Snatch, and it's so good. It's an incredible script, and the cast is great. Jason Statham obviously is the man, and Brad Pitt has a huge, great role and some heavy lifting and heavy acting in this movie. Very different in the fact that like Snatch is definitely a comedy, and yes, Brad Pitt has a lot of comedic moments in it, but he's got a lot more heavy dramatic moments in Snatch than he actually does in Inglorious Bastards, which is mostly an entirely comedic role or satire. It's satirical as well. This is tough for me. I think I am actually gonna lean Snatch. I think I'm gonna lean Snatch. I don't know. It's just honestly, they're both great, and it's just one of those like, wow, what am I feeling today kind of things. I'm feeling Snatch. I'm feeling Snatch. I'm not like 100% positive, but I'm feeling it. RC says two great directors. Absolutely. Tarantino, Guy Ritchie, two of the best to ever do it. Let's see. He was much better in Snatch. It was. I think I might agree. He was really good in Inglorious Bastards. The scene where they go to the movie theater and he does this, they all pretend to be Italian, is hysterical. It's laugh out loud funny, them trying to be Italian. It's great. But if I'm going to compare that to a scene where Brad Pitt's mom's trailer is burned to the ground and the emotion that goes into that scene that he does, it's almost night and day. Too hard of a decision for round two. I know. The 4-5, the 4 and 5 seed in the first round is always the hardest, because just the nature of listing things 1 through 8 is always 4-5 is always the hardest. All right. Buongiorno. It's such a good scene. The most ironic part about that scene is the scene before it, where they decide who is going to speak the most because they do a better Italian accent, and you don't know the results until you get to the movie theater. But it just goes to show Brad Pitt's character in the movie, that he's not exactly the brightest, because he forces the guy who actually when they get there, who actually sounds the best Italian, they told him to shut up the most. It was so great. The whole script, the writing of that is brilliant. All right, let's go. The GoFundMe is done. Oh no, is it really? Oh no, it's not. I don't think it is. I'm seeing it up here. I don't think it's done. Should still be up. I'm seeing that it's still up. All right. Anyway, sorry about that. All right, let's go to the poll. Let me start this baby up. Oh, you're saying you donated. Oh, Rob, thank you. Thank you so much, man. That's awesome of you. I thought you meant it like finished. I was like, no, we missed it. All right, let's start this poll. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. That's very kind of you. I know that it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to them. I know that for sure. All right. If you want to vote Inglourious Bastards, vote 4. If you want Snatch, vote 5. Again, if you just joined what Rob is talking about, at the end of this first round, after we get through the first 4 votes, I'm going to talk to you guys just real quick about GoFundMe for one of our very good friends of the channel and guest of Debate 8, DEMPSEY PILLOT, what his family's going through after Hurricane Ida, because he lives in New York and he got hit super hard. And so we'll talk about it in a little bit. I just want to highlight his GoFundMe. Inglorious Bastards, 15 seconds left on the clock, 58% It's tight. I'm a little sad. I was hoping kind of Snatch would make it through. I mean, who can argue though? I mean, look, at the end of the day, how can you argue for Inglorious Bastards making it through? Zero time left on the clock. 54% of the vote. Super close. 54 to 46. Inglorious Bastards moving on to the next round. That movie, every time Inglorious Bastards comes on Debate 8, you guys crush it. As far as, well, I mean, maybe not the votes because this one was a tough one, but you guys love yourselves some Inglorious Bastards for sure. All right, moving on is Inglorious Bastards. All right, now let's go to the number 3 seed. 7 goes up against the number 6 seed of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And all I gotta say is, what's in the box, man? What's in the box? I mean, come on. It's one of the most quotable lines in any movie ever. This movie's creepy. This movie's a psychological thriller that messes with your head. Both Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman are incredible in this movie, and honestly, like, it deserves to move on. But I'm going Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. This movie is unbelievable. I absolutely love Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and I know all of you are gonna be like, Adam, you're an idiot. There's no way that this is gonna beat 7. And you're right. You're 100% right. But I gotta give love to the movie that I would vote for in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's so good. It's such like a, you know what? It's like a like almost like a James Bond type, fantasy movie. It's sort of a Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious. It's like a Fast and Furious romantic comedy. Okay, it's so ludicrous, but it works. It just like Fast and Furious movies work. It works too. It's directed by Doug Liman too. Come on, man. Doug Liman is a great director, especially when it comes to action movies. And look, I know right now, Jolie and Brad Pitt, they have like zero relationship, but look, at the time, on-screen chemistry was unbelievable. And this is a crazy action romantic comedy that is witty, it's violent, and I don't know, the script is so good. It's got such great dialogue in this movie, and it's just witty banter back and forth. I absolutely love Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Third act is a little, it's a third act of an action movie, so I would say that if you're going to compare third act, 7 clearly wins that one. But I have a lot of fun with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think if you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest watching it. It's really good. I really like it. I would vote for it just because I love seeing these random movies like popping in on our debates, and ones that are a little bit of an underdog. Even though I know all of you are going to vote for 7, so it doesn't even matter. Because look, 7 is a masterpiece. 7 all the way. 7. Moving on. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is a good movie. Thank you. I agree. This movie broke up Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Probably correct. Still a good movie. What's in the box? I was with you until that Fast reference. It's true though, and here's why I say it, because a lot of the fight scenes is they're crazy and they're preposterous, and but they're fun. It's a fun movie. I think that's what it is. So RC saying classic neo-noir versus action romantic comedy. Pretty much. Mike says, I saw 7. I was depressed for 2 days. It was very somber dinner. Yes, 100%. It's a tough watch. It's one that it's not, look, it's got rewatchability, but not that much. It's almost like the rewatchability of Schindler's List. It's Schindler's List. You can go back and rewatch it, but it's a heavy watch. So you're not always gonna go back and rewatch that. All right, let's go to the poll. And now that I've gotten my love for Mr. and Mrs. Smith out of the way, everyone is now free to vote 7 into the next round. If you want to vote 7, which you will, exclamation vote 3. If you want Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I appreciate coming to the dance, go ahead, exclamation vote 6. About 45 seconds on the clock, without a doubt. I'm almost 100% sure 7 will make it to the next round. But hey, I got my stuff in. I gave it my best shot. I hope you guys can appreciate that. All right, 25 seconds left on the clock. Pretty solid 62%. I'm loving that 38% of you voting Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I appreciate that. Either I convinced you or you've seen it and you're like, you know what? I'm going to vote for it. All right, 5 seconds left on the clock. The clear winner. I knew this would happen. That's okay. We got 63% of the vote going to 7. Number 3 seed is moving on to the next round. Isn't your love for Mr. and Mrs. Smith really Angelina Jolie stand-up? No, not really. I don't love everything that she's in. I love a lot of the things she's in, but I don't love everything she's in. So no, it's really more my stand-up for Brad Pitt. I love me some Brad Pitt. All right, let's go back to the bracket. All right, number 3 seed, 7. Moving on, let's now go to the number 2 seed Fight Club going up against the number 7 seed of Moneyball. Another tough one. Except this time around, I can't go with the underdog. I love Moneyball. Incredible film. Incredible, not only an incredible sports film, but an incredible movie in its own right. But there's absolutely no way that it can beat Fight Club. Fight Club was a cultural phenomenon, a revolutionary movie, and it just the surreal grittiness of it, and just the themes of, you know, masculinity and extremism and materialism, all wrapped in a mystery that with twists and turns that you don't see coming to the very end. And Brad Pitt, between him and Ed Norton, the two of them are stellar in this movie. Could very well be, to me, I think it might be Ed Norton's best film. I'm sure that could be an argument. I don't know if I would say this is Brad Pitt's best work, but it is. If it's not his best, it's like 1 or 2, maybe even 3. I mean, it's one of the best movies. Look up any top 100 movies of all time, and you're gonna find Fight Club on that list. So while I really like Moneyball, it's got no shot. I'm sure some people might vote for Moneyball tonight, and I won't blame you. But I just don't see any path to victory against Fight Club in this first round. RC says another masterpiece, Fight Club all the way. JT says this one is much easier. Brian says, why are we talking about this? Open the poll. It's true. It's not going to be a long conversation. Here comes Patricia saying, I love both of these movies, but Moneyball, I've watched it numerous times and loved every one. I would say I would agree in the fact that Moneyball, if we're talking about rewatchability, I would say Moneyball actually does have more rewatchability. That's not to say that I haven't seen Fight Club a lot, especially in my younger days. I did see Fight Club a lot. But it does have a lot of heavy stuff in that movie as well. So so I could see Moneyball having a little bit more rewatchability for sure. All right. I am Jack's complete lack of surprise. All right, let's go. Let's go to the poll. All right, if you want to, I was going to say, if you want to fight Money Club, if you want to vote for Fight Club, exclamation vote 2. If you want Moneyball, exclamation vote 7. Which movie do you want to move on to the next round? Vote now. Vote before time is up. We got 45 seconds left on the clock. Heavy favorite right here, 75%. But not the blowout that I thought it was going to be. We got about 30 seconds left on the clock. Only 67% going Fight Club. Not a massive swing. Not a massive. Look. Fight Club might struggle in some further rounds. Not exactly. I was thinking high 70s, low 80s for Fight Club. Not exactly the blowout that I thought it was going to be. All right. But as time winds down here, Fight Club, the obvious winner, 69% of the vote going to Fight Club. Not a blowout, but still the win, still the victory, nonetheless. I'd probably like it. I like baseball movies, but I can't stand baseball watching it anyway. Yeah, you know what? This is more about the business side of baseball. So you might enjoy that. You might end up enjoying that a little bit more than like a movie like well, I was gonna say Major League, but who doesn't like Major League? But Major League obviously has more of the baseball side of it. You know, something like that. All right, let's go back to the bracket. And we got the number 1 overall seed, Ocean's 11, going to go up against the number 4 seed, Inglorious Bastards. And then we'll get the number 3 seed, 7, going up against the number 2 seed, Fight Club. All right, before we get to this next round, I do want to highlight something tonight. Our good friend and friend of the channel and frequent guest on Debate 8, DEMPSEY PILLOT, his family got hit really hard during Hurricane Ida. It's hard to talk about because just thinking about it. So he lives on, well, he lived, I don't know the status yet on if they can actually go back in a basement apartment in the city, and the whole thing got flooded out, and they to be honest, and I'm gonna play a quick video too, they almost didn't get away with their lives. It's super scary stuff, and they are trying to recover everything. I'm not saying that you have to do anything. But my one thing would be, if you ever had an inkling to support me and this channel, at least for this month, if you have $5, $1, I mean, literally any a little bit helps. Send it their way, because they need it way more than I do, and they need it way more than a lot of people do. So, and I just want to play this one quick video. Because it sort of just, in their own words, it kind of describes what they were going through. All right, hold on. Let me just play this real quick.
The Bronx with that part of our coverage. Sonia? Sade, I'm standing next to a pile of belongings and memories soaked in floodwater. There are piles like this all along Hobart Avenue here in Throgs Neck and throughout the neighborhood from flooded basements, many of which are people's homes. The city is now considering updating its evacuation policies to include basement apartments. The family here may not have been able to save their belongings, but they certainly could have been spared a terrifying and traumatic ordeal. A neighbor's Ring camera captured the rising water in the driveway and Lisa Pillot's cries for help.
I didn't even care if we came out the house. I just wanted the kids out.
Today, there's not much left to salvage.
Whatever was here from the street flooding just came all into our house.
That rushing floodwater filled their basement apartment in 20 minutes. They were chest deep as they used all their strength to open the door with help from neighbors who heard their cries. They later asked their 4-year-old son what he remembered.
He told them, "Yeah, Daddy, you had me on your shoulders and you had our sister in the air, and if I would have fell in the water, I would have died and drowned."
The Pillot family later learned another child in the city died in a flooded basement apartment.
And the fact that he thinks he could have died, it just shatters my heart.
Mayor de Blasio announced a task force today to update the city's policies on evacuations in storms, not just for low-lying areas vulnerable to storm surge.
We are now going to be speaking going forward to people who live in basement apartments. Specific messages, specific cell phone alerts.
Like that would have been helpful.
We would have been somewhere else. We would have not been home. Other families who lost their lives would have not been home.
Especially if they'd had enough time.
In this case, it was too late. By the time we got the flood alert, the water was already in our apartment.
The mayor says the updated alerts could also include travel bans to get people off the roads and prevent what happened on highways like the Major Deegan Expressway.
That is a very...
Right. So that's what's going on with them. So thank you anybody and anyone that is able to do anything. It's so great and so appreciative, and I'm sure Dempsey and his family would appreciate that. All right, let's get back to our stuff. Let's get back to debate. Oh, I should say the link, if you want to help Dempsey, GoFundMe link is in the description below and pinned at the top of the chat. So thank you all for listening for that. All right, let's get to the next one. Number 1 seed Ocean's 11 goes up against the number 4 seed Inglorious Bastards. Okay. Man, what kind of movie are you, or what kind of, movie are you in the mood for? Are you in the mood for a lighthearted comedy, or a well, I was gonna say a serious movie. It's got a movie with some serious tones, but satirical comedy as well. You know what? I love Ocean's 11. I'm rolling with Ocean's 11 tonight. I love the performers in this. I love the story, the misdirection. I love how charming it is. I love the double crossing. I love that it's kind of like a romantic comedy as well. I love the chemistry between all of the characters. I love the fact that they are able to have so many characters, 11, but more than 11, and they all seem to have equal screen time, and they all get their moments. George Clooney and Brad Pitt and Matt Damon, obviously are the stars of this, so they get a little bit more. But I think it's smart. I think it's witty. So many clever one-liners in this movie. I think it's great. And you want to talk about rewatchability? I'm not even joking. Like if even one scene of Ocean's 11 comes on, I'm stuck watching this movie to the end. Can I say the same thing about Inglorious Bastards? Probably not. So I gotta go Ocean's 11. I gotta go Ocean's 11 on this one. All right, let me see what you guys have to say. RC says Inglorious Bastards next. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Ocean's all day. Mike says Ocean's 11. Killing Nazis, says Brian. Big Stevie says this one's the hardest one for me. It is a tough one. It absolutely 100%. Inglorious Bastards is a choice for Jason. Let's see what else you got. My pick's gonna get smashed, probably. Usually does. We'll see. Inglourious is good, but I would have seen Oceans more, and I own Basterds. I own everything because I'm a digital man. All right, let's go to the poll. Tough one. Ocean's 11 versus Inglorious Bastards. Which one is making it to the finals? If you want to vote Ocean's 11, number 1 overall seed, Ocean's 11, exclamation, vote 1. If you want Inglorious Bastards, the number 4 seed, exclamation, vote 4. 45 seconds left on the clock. 50-50 right now. Could we get our first overtime of the week? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this is going to go down. We are almost halfway through the vote. Inglorious Bastards now with a slight lead, 57% going. Can it hold on? Are there any more Ocean fans out there? And there are some extra votes coming in. 50-50. We got 14 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what's going to happen. We very well might need to go overtime. We'll have to see how everyone gets their last second votes in. Oh, and like that, we thought we were going 50-50. 0 time left on the clock with almost the slimmest of margins. The slimmest of margins. Inglorious Bastards, 53% of the vote. Coming in over the top right at the last second. We got a Hail Mary at the end. Glorious Bastards moving on to the next round. Okay, let's go to our next one. We got the number 3 seed 7 going up against the number 2 seed of Fight Club. And this one is way easier for me than the last one. To me, it's Fight Club. It's still Fight Club. I mean, incredible story, about it works because Ed Norton, Ed Norton's that cynical insomniac, right? And he's fed up with his work. He's fed up with corporatism, I guess. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to use it, corporatism. And by happenstance, he meets Brad Pitt and Tyler Durden. And well, I'm just saying that in case people haven't seen the movie. He meets Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's character is everything that Ed Norton is not. And the twists and turns throughout the big reveal at the end, when you see it for the first time, is absolutely stunning. And I actually have more to say about that after, because I do think this one's not going to be close. Well, it might be close. I still think Fight Club is going to win. I should flip a coin. You know what? Not unreasonable. Not unreasonable. 7's a great movie too. 2 amazing films, have to go with 7. See, I think this is going to be very close. I definitely think it's going to be close tonight. I'm anti-Adam tonight. Yeah. We're just on the opposite side tonight. This one is so hard. Yeah, this one is definitely hard. I still think you guys are going to vote Fight Club. Let's see where you guys go. All right, let's do the poll. All right, if you want to vote 7 to make it to the finals, up against Inglorious Bastards. Vote exclamation vote 3 if you want Fight Club exclamation vote 2. Which one of these two movies do you want to see make it to the end and go up against the perennial favorite for you guys in debate 8 with Inglorious Bastards? Because that movie keeps it's the Inglorious Bastards, and debate 8 is the movie that keeps on giving. All right, we got 25 seconds left on the clock. 58% for Fight Club. Ten seconds left on the clock. 63, holding strong. Oh, look at that. Almost out of nowhere. 7 trying to make a comeback here. Not enough time left on the clock. Maybe if we had like 10 more seconds, 7 would have pulled off an upset victory here, but not enough. Dropped it down to 56% of the vote. Fight Club, man, almost lost that one. That was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. All right, let's go back to the bracket. Let's check out our finalists. Our finalists, number 4 seed, Inglorious Bastards, goes up against the number 2 seed, a Fight Club. Great movies. Stunning, absolutely great movies. I think no matter which one makes it to the end, is crowned our winner. I think you all keep your head up high. I think you guys voted in 2 incredible movies to the finals. Me personally, I still got to go Fight Club. I'm riding that Fight Club soap bar train all the way to the end. I mean, you got a movie of 2.5 hours where you get just guys punching the hell out of each other, making soap, and it's interesting, and you're stuck to your seat the whole time, and they're one of the really cool things about Fight Club is when you watch it the second time, and I know it's weird to say, but if you've seen the movie and you know why, because of the major twist at the end, it's what makes the movie almost masterpiece level is going back and rewatching the film knowing the twist, right? It's sort of like going back and all right, have we all seen this movie? Can I because look, if you haven't seen it by now, I'm sorry. What are you doing here? I gotta talk about this, okay? It's basically like if you like Sixth Sense, right? Where that Bruce Willis is dead the whole time, right? And you go back and rewatch the movie, and what makes that movie a masterpiece is rewatching it and knowing that everything was worked from the start of the movie with that in mind. And you go back and you rewatch Fight Club. Now, it's not the same thing, right? It's not, Bruce Willis isn't dead in this movie. But you go back and rewatch Fight Club for the second time, knowing the twist in this, and it gives you a whole different perspective of this movie from start to finish. That's what makes it such an incredible movie. So, for me, Bruce Willis is dead in every movie. Yes, I agree. I just ruined it. You just picked it up from Blockbuster. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. All right, let me put in this poll because I was not expecting these to make it to the end. I know it's the first roll, but it's a debate show. I have to talk about it. I did the best I could, Stevie. I gotta assume though, pretty much everyone who's in this chat has seen Fight Club. I have to imagine. I did the best I could. I literally did the best I could. But I have to talk about these movies. It's a debate show. I did the best I could. All right, let's go to the poll. He never died in Die Hard. No, but his performance did. Oh, maybe not in the first one, but in subsequent ones. All right, if you want to vote, Inglorious Bastards! Exclamation vote 4. If you want to vote Fight Club! Exclamation vote 2. Low blow. Inglorious Bastards! Exclamation vote 4. Fight Club! Exclamation vote 2. Which one do you want as your winner? Which one do you think is the best, the greatest, the ultimate Brad Pitt movie? 35 seconds left on the clock. Not even close right now. Not even close. This Fight Club is running away with it. 71% of the vote right now. Absolutely great. It's climbing. It's climbing. Fight Club is running away with this movie, with this poll. 75% of the vote right now to Fight Club. We don't have much time left on the clock. 5 seconds left. 75%. Fight Club. With no time left on the clock, Fight Club is your winner. That's right. Fight Club coming in. 75% of the vote. Man, what an incredible movie you guys decided to pick for tonight. Look, I love this list. There were even like movies that were in picks 9 and 10 for Brad Pitt could have made it on this list, and it would have been even great. Brad Pitt, a great collection of movies. Fight Club, probably one of on paper for sure. If you ask anybody a Brad Pitt movie, most people are probably going to say Fight Club. So Fight Club, your winner tonight. Congratulations. You guys picked a good one. Good job, everybody. Hey, that is our show for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out and watching. Next week, what are we doing? We are doing the greatest sitcom of all time. That's right. We're doing the greatest sitcom of all time. And hold on, do I have the list? I think I do have the list this time. All right, are you ready for this knockout list of greatest sitcoms of all time? In no particular order. But these are the ones that we're talking next week. We're talking The Office. We're talking Seinfeld, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Friends, Parks and Rec, Big Bang Theory, That 70s Show, and Schitt's Creek. Those are the ones you guys voted in as contenders for the greatest sitcom of all time. We are going to vote for those next week. If you aren't already part of the Discord, exclamation Discord, or the link is in the description below. There is voting going on right now that ends Friday for the show in 2 weeks. Hugh Jackman movies. A lot of people have already jumped in and started voting on the Hugh Jackman movies. Man, I'm going to screw that up so much when we do it that night. So if you want to get your voice heard in which 8 make it onto the main show, definitely be a part of the Discord and go and vote in the pre-votes. It's a good time, and it's a good place. Everyone hangs out and talk a lot of life, liberty, and the pursuit of moviness. So join that if you want. Otherwise, thank you all so much for hanging out. I can't wait to see you all next week. I appreciate all of you. The show would be nothing without the greatness that is you guys hanging out and watching with us every week. So thank you all, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.